This is the beginning of a story, a spy story. The American Revolution was happening during this time and things were about to get messy. The colonists and the British got into a war all because the British were taxing the colonists unfairly. Only one spy was worthy enough to help. But who? I wish I can have freedom instead of living as a slave.
I'm sure you can get freedom. Hey, why did you try or work as a spy for the French?
But I can't. The French will never let enslaved African American work for them. They do not think I'm capable of anything.
Give it a try, James. You always wanted to have your freedom, and they can give it to you.
Okay, I will try, but how will I escape from this miserable farm? I want freedom more than anything, but how will I explain this all to my owner, who would never agree to it?
Let me do the talking. If he doesn't listen to you, then he may listen to me. So, James, here you want freedom, eh?
Yes, sir.
And you want to be a spy here?
Yes, sir. James is still unsure of his decision, but he will do most likely anything to be a free man.
James, have you ever been at Arnold Day?
Yes, sir.
Call me Lafayette, but as I was saying, your first mission is to spy on him for the Americans. Any questions?
Why'd you pick me for the job? I mean, why would you pick a slave without education or power to become a secret spy?
James, you were a curious man. I could have picked anyone, but I picked you. You want freedom? Well, I could give you freedom, but you'll have to earn it.
Sir, I have one more question. Why do I have to spy on Benedict Arnold? Did he do anything wrong in the war? And why do I have to spy on him for the Americans?
James, we are loyal to America, and they need help in this war. This mission will be dangerous. Be careful.
James was frightened. He shook with fear because he felt like too much depended on him. He had many more questions that never got answered. His only hope was the mission. James was shaking during his journey, but finally arrived in the streets of Virginia.
Do you understand? If we don't win this war, the British will fail and still lie because we are loyal to Great Britain. It's like letting down your own mother. Now memorize the plan, people. I'm talking to you too, Cornwall. Sketch work, especially you, Thomas. Don't think I don't remember what happened in 1775.
Benedict Arnold chose Cornwallis and his troops' secret plans of the map and the battlefield. Luckily, James was peeking through the window. Lafayette waited for James, who told him everything he heard and saw.
Nice job, James. Let's prepare for battle.
James wanted to earn his freedom more than anything. He wanted Marcus de Lafayette to grant it, but it didn't happen yet.
Thanks for coming, James. Can you fill the guns with gunpowder?
Yes, sir. Sir, you said I have to earn my freedom. Well, what else can I do? I really do not want to say this especially to you, but are you tricking me? Perhaps I'm putting myself in danger and you have no intention of setting me free. Sir, I am not that dumb, and I see what's going on. Please tell me the truth. Please.
James, you do good work, but your payoff is not like you thought. You will earn it, and we will talk after we win the war. Giving you freedom now, he might run away, and we need our best spy for our team. I'm sorry.
James was devastated after what his boss said. He wondered if he would die during the war. The war went on for 7 years. The good news is that James survived the war. The bad news is he never earned up getting freedom. One afternoon, James saw a British commander. The British commander went up to him and asked him to be a spy for the British. But sir, why should I work for you? Why should I work for both sides in the war without Marcus de Lafayette knowing? He didn't grant me freedom and I doubt that you will.
James, I am promising you freedom. This is the last thing I do. I'm impressed with your work for the French.
Okay, what is my first mission?
To spy on the Americans.
Okay. All I have to do is betray the French, the Americans, and Marcus de Lafayette for freedom. It will be worth it in the end, right? James is taking a risk just for freedom, even if it means death. Even though he felt like the traitor Benedict Arnold at the moment, he felt like it was the right thing to do.
Nay, we have to win this war. If we don't, then we might as well get thrown down a well. Sorry. Didn't mean to get so fresh at y'all. Let's get back to the plan. As I was saying, we need to sneak up on the British. We will fire if only fired upon. If they don't fire, then we know they want to do no harm.
James ran as quickly as he could to the British commander and told his boss the plan. Unfortunately, there was war and no peace. James survived the war, but didn't get freedom. Why didn't you give me freedom yet? You treat me like the French commander.
James, now everything's great in life. Like that mole on my back, I'm starting to think it's a birthmark or a wart. Oh wait, I think my wife said it was a chocolate stain.
James felt hopeless. He felt like a tiny seed that nobody seemed to care about. But when his hopes were lost, a mysterious man walked up to him.
Pardon me, but are you James, sir? I have been looking for you everywhere.
Yes, sir, I'm James. May I ask, why have you been looking for me?
Yes, you're as curious as the newspaper said you were. Well, you see.
What? I was on the newspaper?
Now, James, don't get too excited. You are in newspaper everywhere. But cops are looking for you. And your boss seems quite mad. James, what I'm saying is that you are in danger, and I have the right to give you freedom like you wanted in the first place.
Okay, but how can I trust you? You could be a cop, my boss in disguise, or a person that wants to humiliate me.
James, you can trust me. I promise I will give you freedom.
Okay, if you say so. James was in off with Lafayette, not putting his full trust in him. He watched every move Lafayette made. 2 years later, Lafayette stuck with his promise and gave James in return. James wanted to give Lafayette something, but Lafayette refused to take anything James offered. One day, when he was walking near the farm, he saw Micah had a chat with him.
James Armistead, where have you been? Tell me everything.
Micah, you have read most of it in the newspaper. The only thing that you don't know is that I changed my name.
To what I may ask?
To James Armistead Lafayette.
What? Why Lafayette?
Lafayette's the one that gave me freedom. In honor, I named myself that. James was proud of what he did. He received a certificate from Lafayette declaring he would be free.
This is great. I would love to meet him, but I have to get supper for my mother. I'll be off now. Bye, Paul. Write me letters.
James died on August 9, 1830. Today, he is remembered as a patriot who contributed as a spy for the American forces, which led to one of the most important victories in our nation.